Drug dealer arrested on the streets. He likes to be known as Bin Laden. He's a notorious drug dealer, better known for peddling heroin and cocaine than a terrorist pursued by his namesake in Afghanistan. Fresh out of jail, narcotics investigators said 21-year-old Christopher Brown set up a drug distribution center in an apartment in city's Forest Park neighborhood, not far from an elementary school. That was the last time I got locked up. It's actually, we made the front page there. Full facing trafficking and charging case. That's the bid that changed my life, where I decided to, no longer do all this. And like most of this stuff just elaborates on this. This is my man Noah. He got killed. This is his brother. He got killed. This is a letter I wrote to myself in prison, July 12th, 2010. When I was in prison, I used to write myself these letters. I didn't do it often. I would do it in like spurts, but yeah, like I've always like just wrote a lot of different things. Like I always just used to write a lot of like notes to myself, and it was probably a way of relieving stress, probably, that now that I look at it. Having been in and out of jail the last 10 years doing this bid, I had just got tired of like the monotony of prison. Like I had mentally woken up and knew that this was gonna become a pattern. Not only was this gonna become a pattern, like I was setting myself really to like be put in prison for the rest of my life. Today I graduated from a Cordon Bleu with an associate's degree in culinary arts.
Christopher Brown.
When I wrapped up my state bid, I knew in order to change, I needed a change of environment. So I decided to move to Boston with my Aunt Elizabeth, who has been a pillar in my rehabilitation. I needed help with my re-entry and my rehabilitation. I had nowhere really to turn. Most programs being for ex-drug users seeking rehabilitation, or individuals seeking housing through shelters or job placement. Through what I called the prison pipeline, I built my own foundation in Boston. Connecting with individuals like Mary Tuitt kept me busy in the community working on elections, or brothers like Conan Harris were a great example of change. I was able to connect my culture by connecting with Law Mathematics, where we organized and held many community events. I didn't need help with a job. My aunt had reserved a job for me my very first day home. Today I'm gonna make some jerk chicken wings. What's real particular about these jerk chicken wings is most traditional jerks, sauces, or seasoning, it's a marinade, and it has to sit for 6, 12 hours, sometimes a day, depending on what kind of marinade you have. But today I'm using a jerk seasoning spice rub, which allows you to marinate the chicken in under 10 to 15 minutes and tastes just as good as marinade that would take you traditionally about 6 to 12 hours. So I'm just rubbing the chicken down with oil so that it has some lubricant just for the seasoning to stick in. I'm gonna put some thyme in there. And everywhere you go, you gotta eat. So, you know what I mean, depending on where you're moving in the certain situations I've been in, like, everybody wants to know who's making their food. So just understanding who was making my food and being a part of the production of the food just helped me to realize that this is something to keep me busy, something that was interesting, something that helped me stay focused. Growing up as a young man, I chose to live my life on the streets. That means I ain't get no proper education. That means I had to raise myself. I had to provide for myself. You can imagine being young on the streets, homeless by choice, because I was taken away from my mother when I was younger. And I chose not to be in a foster home, or I chose not to live with my stepfather. I chose the streets because I felt that was my home.
Chris Brown?
Oh, Breezy. Breezy.
Chris Brown?
Complaining a lot about my
Make sure you go in the back room. We got something for you. Make sure you have to go in the back room right now. There's like awards and stuff that'll be given out.
Got an award? This is the first time in my life that I've been out longer than a year. First time that I ever made a change. The first time that I said I was gonna change. My whole life I've been going into jail. And when I leave, I tell them I'll see you when I get back. And, you know, I live my life knowing it's gonna get taken away from me. You know, and consciously thinking that I'm gonna do it smarter this time. I mean, so being here today, man, it just proved to myself and it proved to everyone who knows me that, you know, I'm about a lot of different things. I can be smart everywhere. You see, this right here stands for honors. You know, it took hard work, and then I'm willing to do that. It's just a great accomplishment, and I still see it as day one. You know, there's still a lot to prove. This is only the beginning. This is the foundation I done built. These are some pictures in here of a lot of the different things that helped me change too. I had all these pictures. This is my man Pat that died. Me and him grew up. Me and him, every year I said I was in and out of prison since I was 11. Every time I went to prison or juvenile jail, he was there. So we became best friends. My father and his father, our uncle, are really best friends. So look, I got pictures of him when we were in school. I even got pictures of him passed away. You know, pictures like this is what made me remember all the friends that I done seen died. My little brother in the feds. My little brother, I'm the oldest of three. My little brother hadn't started indulging in things that I'm doing, and he done made it to the feds. He's been shot, going through the same things that I was doing. It's my homies when we was younger. This is my man Youngin. He's in a wheelchair. He got shot when we were younger and paralyzed. It's my man Grinch. Grew up with him too. He ended up getting killed a few years ago. My man Lee Boy, he got killed right after Pat. We had Pat funeral. We went to his next. What I had started to do was just get into everything that I can do, man. I did every program you could think of. These are all certificates that I got while in prison. Like I did Toastmasters, which is like a speech class. Teaches you how to speak formally and give presentations. And these are alternative to violence program certificates. This is a program that you can just keep doing. And I did this. I done got every certificate they give there. These programs that they make you do in the prison, in the maximum security prison, or you can't even participate in daily activities once they call on you, or they send you to a block where you just have restrictions. So I did all of those programs willingly, even though there was consequences to them if I didn't do them. I got substance abuse education, motivational enhancement, violence reduction, criminal thinking program. I did a re-entry class for employment readiness, negotiating workshop. So all these different programs that gave me the doctrine of change, I took heed to them and tried to see how it could work for me. I thought if cooking can change me, why couldn't it change others? Chef for Change was born out of a dying passion to rehabilitate myself.
In my case, I ended up in a penal institution. However, that wasn't the end-all be-all for me. It was like, I hit a pitfall, I hit a roadblock in my life that enabled me to, climb out of that. And from that came amazing things, because from that I gained the knowledge of self. And I think that was what was most important, because from then I gained an understanding of who I was, where I came from, and where I wanted to go at in life. They say you are the company you keep, so it wasn't going back and striving to link with the same individuals who I knew was going to, continuously bring me down, but to strive to, link up with great minds who I know could, really push ideas and, really go places in life and, accomplish things. Linking with Chris, jumping into, the Chef for Change and, just learning the basics and the fundamentals of working in a restaurant setting has, he's given me the tools that I needed, because from there it branched off into, doing small little catering venues. I've worked in a couple hotels, and currently I'm actually working at Olive Garden.
My name's Jahad Self-Born Allah. Let's see, the last 20 years is, I want to say, been like a quiet blessing, but some people might consider it hell because the last 20 years I've spent in prison, 20 years straight. And I was just released 7 months ago, and feels like I've been reborn, rebirthed, like that phoenix coming out the ashes, because my life has never been this great. First day transition from being in prison to coming out is probably one of the scariest days of my life, because of that whole unknown, not knowing what to expect. But because of individuals like you, and especially Chris, I was given some type of guidance on how to navigate within this world that I'm still using today. It's Chris especially, not necessarily knowing me, mostly knowing my name alone. He gave me a place to stay, he gave me a job, and gave me a skill that I'm using now to pay for this house and start purchasing equipment and start pushing for my dream. Takes a while. Individuals like that is the ones that's going to change the world. We could talk about recidivism, we could talk about the prison industrial complex, we could talk about all the mass incarceration, but unless you have individuals with his type of character that's willing to reach in and extend a helping hand to individuals coming out, these problems are going to persist. He is the linchpin to solving this problem. Individuals like him who sacrifice their time, their space, their money, because his restaurant where he had me working at was not making money. And he still managed to scrape together whatever he can to make sure that I had a little bit of change in my pocket. I want to be a Renaissance individual. I want to play bass, I want to play keyboards, I want to make tracks for individuals, I want to do soundtracks, I want to be a piece of everything and showcase that there is a brighter side to music than just doing what you're told to do as far as industry and things of that nature. You can actually be an artist and come up with your own flavor and still enjoy it, as opposed to it being a living.
Dealing with Chef for Change, a lot of these individuals are already the leader of the communities in the wrong light. When they do these bad activities, all the kids want to be like them. They want to do what they do. They're already leaders by default. So when we build up leaders, we take them out of their environment and we put them in a new environment. And it's really about making sure that no man is left behind. When individuals get locked up, they don't really care on that individual. They don't see the charisma that some people have. A lot of these individuals were gang leaders. A lot of these individuals made hundreds of thousands of dollars doing the wrong thing. These individuals are talented, smart. They're not the monsters or menace to societies that you hear or read in the paper. So the importance of building leadership is turning these individuals that have been doing wrong things and just change that energy. And when you build leadership, you're building leaders that have already been in the bad world and had people that followed them. If we're talking about rehabilitation, we have to pull from those that we're trying to rehabilitate. I'm already rehabilitated. Why wouldn't I lead those that I'm trying to help rehabilitate? And what happens if I'm gone? That person that I was teaching to lead has to lead and teach that one. It's each one teach one according to their knowledge. And that's how you build infinite success. That's how you build rehabilitation. Without leadership, it dies down. There's not one leader. We build leaders. We're not building a team. We're not building Chef for Change to make a bunch of line cooks. I'm building Chef for Change to build leaders, chefs. This is my diploma. Been waiting for this for a year. I graduated almost last summer, so it's long overdue. They sent it to the wrong address, so been waiting for this for a long time. seeing everybody on social media post pictures of their diploma and their awards. So here's my chance. Oh. Okay. A little bumper sticker. Congratulations. Okay, remove this. Remove this. Yeah, here it is, man. It's crazy. I never thought I'd go to college, honestly. I knew I was smart enough, but I can say I went to college. It's just great, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I've been through, you know what I'm saying? That I had the opportunity to do this for myself and my family.